Hello everyone, I'm Raven from Raven Comics, and today we'll explore what would happen if the Reverse Flash stopped being a villain to become the hero he always dreamed of being. Everything begins at that moment in Flashpoint when Barry Allen was with Bruce Wayne's father, Thomas Wayne. It's the moment when he was trying to recreate his accident to be struck by lightning and regain his powers. The lightning does strike, but while Barry Allen's hopes of restoring his power rise, it's not the speed force that hits him. It's something else. What's created isn't an opportunity for redemption for Barry Allen. What's created is a new point of divergence, a dark flashpoint, where there should have been hope for a restored reality. There's something twisted and broken, something negative. If we put it another way, we could say it's something inverted. The Reverse Flash is here, facing Thawne in front of Batman. This is something unexpected. Batman asks who he is, and tells him not to stand up, and he means it. All this happens while Barry Allen is in front of him. Honestly, he never expected to see him this way. What's the inverse of the fastest man alive? The fastest dead man. This really is a paradox. With his death, he should never have existed. If he never became Flash, could he have become himself? Maybe he freed him. He should never have tried to undo all the work he put into his life. He should have seen all the plans he still had for himself. He wishes he could say he feels his loss, but all he sees is an adversary unworthy of his attention. There was so much more he could have accomplished if he hadn't been focused on him. So he's going to use this now, a badge of honor, a reminder not to let what happened to Barry happen to him. Suddenly, Batman tries to attack him from behind, but with no problem, using his speed, the Reverse Flash manages to return the batarangs. Batman falls to the ground. He has no hope of fighting against the Reverse Flash. He could age him to dust, rewrite him out of time, undo him into atoms, or simply push his hand through his head. But before ending his life, the Reverse Flash can see his memories. He and Barry, a 25th century scientist obsessed with the power he had, called himself the Reverse Flash. Not as fast as he used to be. He can change history. All those words, and that his son in another timeline was the one left alive, are seen by the Reverse Flash. Here is where he realizes that this isn't Bruce Wayne, but Thomas Wayne. Batman realizes that he is the one Barry was talking about. Thawne, a man from the future with a stupid name. To the Reverse Flash, this is interesting. You can feel him thinking about it, the changes Barry said they would make. Save Bruce, return this world to what it once was. And now that he knows, he's going to work with all this. This is a gift, and he's going to enjoy it. It's time to retreat, but not without telling Thomas Wayne that he'll be watching him. So, better be careful. Running around this world, I can feel it crumbling, one life at a time. I can hear all their stories, the past and future stories of these people. It's a world on the brink of annihilation, tearing itself apart. Hope and despair. The hope of saving one life doomed billions. He couldn't have made a better world. On the other hand, in Washington, D.C., the White House receives news. Batman won't help them, and Cyborg tells the president that these were the only ones who agreed to work with him. He's working on a robotic army in Detroit, but it's months away from being ready for the president. This isn't enough. Intelligence says Atlantis aims to mobilize on American soil at any moment, with Themyscira holding Britain and Western Europe underwater. This will become a land grab until only one is left standing, and they won't be that one. Between the combined forces of millions of Atlanteans and Amazons, they are barely a mass grave waiting to happen. They need something or someone with a level of power they simply don't have. And it's clear victor isn't that someone, much less using these allies. Suddenly, the Reverse Flash arrives and begins attacking everyone present, wiping them out in an instant. The president doesn't understand what just happened and only asks him not to cause any harm. The Reverse Flash tells him he won't kill him. He spent a lot of time on him, and he needs to know that he was the one who created him. He just needs to sit down so he can explain. There should have been another man in that chair, a man who could inspire a nation. But the Reverse Flash chose him, whispered in the right ears, and suggested things to the right people. He was basically the one who put him in that place. Meanwhile, outside, the only one of the team left alive is Cyborg, who tries to contact all resistance units. The president is under attack. Repeat, the president is under attack. Returning to the Reverse Flash, he tells the president that once he helped him start, it was easy to remove anyone who stood in the way. Then it was just a matter of rigging every vote in every election he participated in until he got here. And what is the Reverse Flash looking for? Well, that's to have America. Diana has Britain, Greece, and all those places. Arthur owns the 7 seas. So he wants all of America. He can rule it if that's what they want. That's why he's here. But the Reverse Flash will be the owner of it. Out of nowhere, Cyborg arrives to counterattack, using sonic waves to try to take him down. But the Reverse Flash is fast and moves to dodge all of it. You could say he's 14,000 times faster than all that. So once and for all, he's going to fix that mistake he made, and now he's going to kill Cyborg. Returning to the president, it seems he has no choice but to hand over the entire nation to him. So he's going to present him to the television. He calls himself Flash, and given the power he's shown, he has no doubts that he'll fulfill his promise to end the threats of the Amazons and Atlanteans. Elsewhere, we go to Batman. Barry told him that he could be anywhere, and they would never know. He wanted to believe in Barry. He wanted the world to be the way he said it had been. The problem is that it killed him. But of all the things Barry said he could do if he got his powers back, what if Thawne is even more powerful than him? What would that mean for the world? For Batman? Given this situation, he's going to set in motion something Cyborg had mentioned to him. The experimental data on this subject, Superman, is astounding. He doesn't think they've tested his limits. He doesn't think they dare. But he could be as fast as Thawne, certainly strong and potentially indestructible. That gives him an advantage. The problem would be knowing if they would be on their side or not. Could this guy named Superman fight for humanity? Well, psychic evaluations suggest that might be the case. Yes, they've deliberately kept him isolated, with no significant relationships, but he seems to want to form emotional connections, like friendships. Out of nowhere, Thawne appears behind Batman. Thomas asks if managing a president doesn't keep him busy. Obviously it does. But we already know that the Reverse Flash can be in 2 places at once. Batman knows he's no match for the Reverse Flash, so he has no choice but to talk with him. So first, he's going to ask him a question. Barry told him his mother was killed by the Reverse Flash, but now she's alive, and everything is different from how it should be. Thawne admits it. He killed her. The truly beautiful thing about this world is that it's so delightfully messed up. Not because he killed her, but because he saved her. He hoped he could fix things, but he never understood that hope is something altruistic, not selfish. He never understood that making his life better meant others would pay the price for those hopes and wishes. He wove his way through time like the finest stitch in an exquisite tapestry of quantum probabilities. But Barry tore it apart, smashing through it like a savage with a club. He never saw how every ripple in the river of causes and effects creates the fragile balance of life, death, and purpose for everyone. Once, the Reverse Flash wanted to be like him. Then he just wanted to beat him, but he did it on his own. Thomas tells him his son is dead. His wife is insane. This whole world is falling apart, all because he wanted to be better than Flash. Thawne tells him he is better. He just has to look around. He won. He's dead, and this foul and repugnant reality is a reflection of his mistake. He might be here trying to criticize him, but that falls on him, on Thomas. This Batman isn't trying to save the world, or even the city. He's just a man obsessed with destroying criminals, yelling at the world, making it pay for his pain. He could kill criminals in Gotham before Thomas took his morning coffee. So what would be the point? Who would be the target of his vengeance? If he wanted to, he could kill him in 1,000 different ways, and he wouldn't even realize it. But there is a reason why he hasn't done it. He's the only one, apart from the Reverse Flash, who already knows. He knows that this world is not really what it should be, and he loves that. Thomas tells him that this is how the world should be. He saw his hopes for a decent world die when his son was shot. He wants him back, and his wife too. But he can't change the past. Barry thought he could want his mother back and his father free. And the cost of that was his son's life and his wife's sanity. That would be his price, he wonders. He said he could change history, that the reverse could. Thawne would be honest with him. He could change everything. The life of anyone, in any way he wanted. He could make this world completely different, if he wanted to. Thomas asks if he could save Martha and Bruce. The Reverse Flash could indeed do that. So why doesn't he? Why doesn't he bring his son back? Eobard Thawne isn't going to do it in any way. Not even a single hope, if any remains. After finishing the conversation, he runs off. He saw it in his eyes. He has it. A man so driven and obsessive. To give him just the slightest glimmer of hope in this dark place, he will never have it. He would burn what's left of this world to change it. Make it as he wants. What he needs it to be. He has someone obsessed with hunting him down, defeating him, trying to make his life his own to use. Someone who won't stop at anything to break him. Barry has to see it now. They are the same. A little time later, the Reverse Flash has not only dealt with the Atlanteans, but with King Arthur himself. He wants him to know that this isn't personal, and he believes he understands the point. It was a tough choice as to which of them would embody his approach to foreign diplomacy. In the end, he thought the Queen would be more reasonable. But Aquaman wasn't. He's a gift. Once he's done with Aquaman, it's time to go after Wonder Woman. She and her old gods are finished. America belongs to him. She has to stay away from it. There won't be another warning. Diana asks what will happen if they don't. The Reverse Flash retreats, but not before telling her that they won't be merciful. The news mentions everything that happened. And while the Reverse Flash was handling the Atlantean and Amazonian war, Batman was looking for Superman with the help of Robot Man. Superman had been freed. He believes he's ready, and they must remember what he said because he's still Superman. They have to restrain themselves and not kill. Batman is going to start with his plan to initiate all of this. We go to the northeast coast of America. The Atlantean ships, as far as the eye can see, are just standing there. The Reverse Flash wants to know what they're waiting for, because something has changed, something that has made them bolder. Out of nowhere, he is caught by Superman, who takes him away from that place. All of this leads them to the mountains in New York. The Reverse Flash knows that was Superman, and the problem is he didn't see it coming. Fighting a Kryptonian is a completely different level from fighting anyone else in this world. The Amazonian and Aquaman don't even come close. Well, this was enough. Time to think. He could come from anywhere, any direction, since he can fly. Remembering that Superman can fly, he looks up. Superman was about to land a punch, but he managed to move quickly enough. He can't let him land a direct hit because he'd be out immediately. He has to push everything back, faster and stronger. Superman takes a few hits. Half a mountain on him. He has to leave before he can. The Man of Steel uses his heat vision. High-frequency photons at the speed of light. This causes the Reverse Flash some pain. Superman can't aim at the speed of light, so the Reverse Flash is going to use that to his advantage. But in the end, he doesn't manage to take him down. Superman tells him to try to run up there. The plan is very simple. He has to use everything he can to keep him off balance and focused on fighting him. Then take him high and push him to this exact point on the map. It seems the plan has worked, and Superman already has him where they want it, right on target. Batman and Robot Man are going to attack with ultrasounds. These will work if they're big enough. It's time to activate the weapon system. All of this causes Eobard Thawne great suffering. Once he's free, he'll make Thomas Wayne pay for this. He thinks he's suffered before, but he'll change every moment of his life, from birth to death, so that his suffering lasts a lifetime. But there's something that wasn't in this plan, and Robot Man goes against Batman. They said they weren't going to kill the Reverse Flash, much less use weapons. Batman doesn't want him contained. He wants him torn apart. And for all of this to work, he's going to overload Robot Man's systems. Batman's weapon ammo was depleted. Only one thing left to do: shoot him directly. But just before the bullet hits its mark, Superman saves his life. There won't be any deaths. This is when everything changes for Eobard Thawne. He feels hope. With a gesture, with a bullet, Superman shows him hope. Not for him, not his hope, but the hope that could bring millions and millions in this world. And he feels every life changing because of it. Small quantum changes. Probabilities changing from this moment. Extending hundreds, thousands of years. A legacy of hope. A true heroic age. You can feel every second of every life it affects. Obviously, this situation doesn't sit well with this Batman. who prepares and uses his weapon to shoot Superman directly in the head. A single shot and all hope collapses. Robot Man is furious. He didn't have to kill him. They still needed him, and he might have saved the world. Batman doesn't want this world. He wants the one with his son. Thawne can change everything. He can bring him back. And what he wants is for him to bring his son back. All of this gets even more complicated. They no longer have Superman on their side. He was killed, and the remaining Atlanteans and Amazons have arrived at this place before retreating. Eobard Thawne takes the bullet that Superman caught before it hit the mark. The Amazons get off the ships. Diana with King Orm. They are going to finish off the Reverse Flash. They had already warned him. For Batman, this is a problem. They were never defeated. All it did was unite them against him. Diana demands they drop their weapons. The Amazon-Atlantean alliance claims America as their first conquest. They will build an empire that will expand to the stars. The galaxy will fall among them. The speedster thought they would bow to his threats. He couldn't have been more wrong. Although he was right about one thing. The old gods are dead. So, by consequence, they had to bring in some of the new gods. Specifically from Apocalypse, who are already here. Batman is angry with Eobard Thawne. He has to see what he's done. They can't face all of this. This isn't a world. And all Thawne can do is run. The Reverse Flash is going to do it. But first, he has to know that this world belongs to him. Batman knows this is over. All of this is simply terrifying. It really is. But he's smiling because they just lost the battle and they won't even know it. He planned everything, even for them. Not even the new gods will be able to do anything against him. The Reverse Flash should have done this a long time ago. He was blinded by the need to play in the ruins of Barry Allen's world, where what was left of his life was. But it's not a world now. It's the Reverse's forever. The Reverse Flash starts running. His story, people, and future start changing. Changing everything as many times as they want. Over and over again. An eternity of constant rebirth. Eobard Thawne, free of his obsession with Barry Allen. He has a mind now set on how to make this world his vision of perfection. For a man who can live in the infinite in 3 seconds. It's a world of constant state of flux, changing one detail at a time. There is hope here. There was for one man, Barry Allen, but it was his hope of changing his own life that changed everyone else's in this world. The power has shifted. Reality has been reshaped, reversed, but not to make life better for the hopeful, but to make a focus for a name already twisted in darkness and obsession. Is it a better world than it was? For now, possibly. Tomorrow? That depends on all the yesterdays that Thawne will create in the same alley in Gotham, and the same crime that forged a Batman in both worlds. In this world, the tragedy was Thomas Wayne's with the loss of his son. What price is there to see Thomas Wayne's hopes fulfilled? Can the hopes of one man condemn so many others? Eobard Thawne's gift to the Waynes. A Gotham without a Batman, and without his own interference. The hope of a single bullet. What life awaits them now? That cannot be known. This world now belongs to the Reverse Flash, and if anyone tries to stop him, then he will be ready. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TJ Prime, and see you in the next video.